Every crown carries a shadow. Shah Shuja Durrani inherited a throne weighed down by ambition and betrayal. From the moment he ascended, whispers of dissent followed him. His father's legacy was both a blessing and a curse, binding loyalty with fear. Allies became rivals, and friends turned into observers. Every decision was scrutinized by wary eyes, every smile questioned. The kingdom expected greatness, but the foundation was already fragile. Power demanded cunning, yet patience was scarce. Every corridor of the palace echoed with plotting. The young ruler's heart bore both pride and unease. Every night he pondered the weight of expectation, and every dawn reminded him of enemies hidden in plain sight. He wondered if destiny favored him or merely tested him relentlessly. Chaos ruled before he could command. The lands of Afghanistan were turbulent, torn between tribal loyalties and foreign ambitions. Borders were porous and alliances fickle. Tribes pledged allegiance one day and defiance the next. Every passing season brought new threats, and every rumor had the power to ignite war. Shah Shuja's advisors offered counsel, but their motives were often self-serving. The treasury strained under endless campaigns and courtly indulgence. The people, weary of conflict, hoped for peace yet prepared for unrest. His rule was a constant balancing act. Diplomacy and force intertwined like threads in a delicate tapestry. Every choice he made could spark rebellion, and every victory felt precarious. Even victories carried the risk of resentment, as power invited envy and plotting from hidden corners. Enemies hide in plain sight. Rivals lurked in every corner, waiting for a misstep. Former kings plotted from exile, their eyes fixed on the throne. Ambitious generals and regional chieftains measured the young ruler's resolve. Betrayal was a language spoken fluently in every courtly hall. Shah Shuja had to master both patience and strategy, learning to anticipate threats before they materialized. Friendships were tested, marriages formed alliances, and familial bonds became tools of politics. Every feast, every ceremony carried hidden significance. Trust was a rare commodity, and every decision bore risk. The weight of constant vigilance pressed on him, and even trusted allies could conceal ambition. Every shadow in the palace seemed to whisper secrets of revolt. Even kings craved connection. Amid political intrigue, human connections offered fragile solace. Shah Shuja's family and close confidants were his only anchor. In moments of quiet reflection, he pondered the weight of legacy versus the longing for simplicity. Love and loyalty were entwined with duty, and he understood the price of misjudgment. Bonds were forged not only by affection but by shared danger and hardship. A smile from an ally could signal a plan or a warning. Every relationship in the palace had layers, some visible, some concealed. The young king's heart learned resilience in the face of constant uncertainty. In these bonds, he sought a sense of purpose beyond the throne. Peace is often an illusion. For a fleeting moment, Shah Shuja experienced what felt like stability. Tribes showed temporary unity, and neighboring kingdoms paused their encroachments. The court breathed with cautious optimism. Advisors prepared plans, armies drilled in the plains, and messengers carried orders across the valleys. Yet even in calm, the undercurrents of ambition and jealousy ran deep. The young king sensed that peace was temporary, a fragile illusion. Shadows lengthened over corridors of power, and every celebration was tinged with anxiety. Trust is the rarest currency in a court. Shah Shuja soon realized that loyalty could be bought, borrowed, or broken. Advisors whispered behind closed doors, and generals sometimes plotted their own rise. Even family members weighed ambition against blood ties. Each misstep risked rebellion. Each decision was a test of wit. The palace walls, meant to protect, sometimes held secrets of treachery. Spies moved quietly through corridors, and rumors spread like wildfire. Shah Shuja had to act with precision, balancing fear and diplomacy. Every conversation was a potential trap, and every alliance carried hidden strings. The young king grew vigilant, understanding that survival meant outsmarting even those closest to him. War waits for no one's consent. The drums of conflict echoed across the plains as neighboring forces tested his rule. Shah Shuja's armies, though loyal, faced logistical challenges and unpredictable terrain. Every campaign demanded strategy, courage, and careful timing. Tribes could desert or switch sides in an instant. Supplies ran thin, and morale fluctuated with the news of victories or losses. The king rode among his soldiers, reminding them of honor and duty. Siege and skirmish became routine, testing both generals and infantry alike. Each battlefield was a lesson in resilience and leadership. Every decision could tilt victory or disaster. The young ruler understood that control of land was only as strong as the loyalty that held it. Every choice has its consequences. Shah Shuja faced dilemmas that could not be postponed. Should he negotiate peace with one tribe while risking the wrath of another? Should he enforce strict taxation for the treasury or risk public resentment? Advisors presented conflicting strategies, each promising advantage but hiding peril. Nights were spent in contemplation, weighing future stability against immediate threats. His reputation depended on clarity and decisiveness. Even small errors could ripple into rebellion or loss of trust. The young king learned to act with foresight, balancing compassion with calculated firmness. Victory often carries hidden sorrow. Despite his efforts, setbacks struck Shah Shuja with relentless force. Some cities fell to rivals, some tribes betrayed agreements, and personal losses weighed heavily on him. Each defeat was a reminder of the precariousness of rule. Even loyal generals faced temptations, and victories elsewhere felt hollow. He questioned not his ambition but the fragility of human loyalty. In solitude, he reflected on the fleeting nature of power. Lessons of humility and foresight became his companions. The throne that once seemed solid now felt like shifting sand. Every victory taught a lesson, every failure demanded resilience. Shah Shuja's spirit endured, tempered by loss and sharpened by experience. Even the mightiest can crumble. External threats, internal strife, and relentless ambition converged against him. Rivals seized the moment, exploiting every weakness. Fortresses once thought secure were captured, alliances fractured, and rebellion spread like wildfire. Shah Shuja's forces, fatigued and outnumbered, struggled to maintain control. The king witnessed the collapse of plans he had spent years constructing. Every decision, every misjudgment was magnified in consequence. As territories fell, he understood that fate had turned decisively against him. The throne that promised glory now demanded survival. Every sunset reminded him that power, however hard-earned, could be fleeting. Ambition arrived before wisdom could follow. Shah Shuja Durrani's reign ended not through a single battle, but through a relentless series of challenges he could never fully master. The young king had inherited the weight of history, ambition, and expectation all at once. His victories were often temporary, his alliances fragile. Lessons of loyalty, love, and leadership were learned too late to save his kingdom. He wandered through empty palaces, memories of power, now shadows of loss. Every choice, every risk, and every battle had contributed to his downfall. Yet even in defeat, his courage and resilience were undeniable. The story of Shah Shuja is a testament to the peril of claiming a throne too soon. The story of Shah Shuja Durrani reminds us that the true test of power and ambition is not just control or strategy, but patience and wisdom. If this story inspires you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you can learn from more stories like this.